Proper timing of water intake is one of the most effective strategies to reduce nighttime urination, a condition known as nocturia. As people age, the body's ability to concentrate urine diminishes, and bladder capacity may shrink, causing more frequent urges to urinate, especially during the night. By adjusting when and how you drink water, you can significantly reduce the likelihood of waking up multiple times to go to the bathroom. Urologists recommend front-loading your hydration. This means consuming the majority of your fluids earlier in the day, especially between waking up and mid-afternoon. During this window, your body is more active, metabolism is higher, and kidneys are functioning at full capacity, allowing excess fluid to be processed and excreted naturally during waking hours. Aim to drink 60 to 70% of your total daily water intake before 4 to 6 p.m. This gives your body ample time to process fluids before bedtime. In contrast, drinking large amounts of water in the evening, especially within 2 to 3 hours of going to bed, can overload your bladder just as you're trying to settle down for rest. As a result, the bladder fills during sleep, triggering multiple wake-up calls. Over time, this disruption to your sleep cycle can impact overall health, causing fatigue, irritability, weakened immune response, and even increased risk of heart conditions. In practical terms, this means being intentional about tapering your water intake in the later part of the day. For example, after dinner, limit fluids to small sips only if needed, such as to take medications or soothe a dry throat. Avoid drinking water out of habit or boredom in the evening, especially during passive activities like watching TV. Instead, shift the habit of hydrating to the morning. Start your day with 1 or 2 glasses of water shortly after waking to jumpstart your hydration and digestion. It's also important to note that while reducing nighttime fluid intake is essential, it should not come at the cost of overall dehydration. Seniors are more prone to dehydration due to age-related changes in thirst perception and kidney function, so maintaining adequate hydration during the day is crucial for joint health, brain function, skin elasticity, and toxin removal. To help with this adjustment, some people find success using reminders or hydration schedules. For instance, you can set a goal to finish your last full glass of water by 6 p.m. and track your intake through a water bottle with time markers. In summary, timing your water intake strategically, loading up early, and cutting back in the evening be a game changer in managing nocturia. It supports better sleep, reduces bladder strain, and enhances overall quality of life, especially for those over 60. The 80-20 hydration rule is a practical and science-backed approach that many urologists recommend to reduce nighttime urination nocturia, especially in older adults. The concept is simple. Aim to consume 80% of your daily water intake before 6 p.m. and only 20% after that time. This strategy ensures that your body processes the majority of fluids while you're still awake and active, minimizing the chances of a full bladder disrupting your sleep at night. As we age, our bodies undergo changes that affect bladder control. The kidneys may produce more urine at night, and the bladder's capacity to hold urine may decrease. These physiological shifts make it more important than ever to manage when you hydrate, not just how much. By front-loading your fluid intake, you allow your body to flush out excess water during the day, leaving less for your system to process while you sleep. Here's how it works in practice. If your daily water intake goal is 2 liters, roughly 8 glasses, then, according to the 80-20 rule, you should drink about 1.6 liters, 6 to 7 glasses, before 6 p.m. The remaining 0.4 liters, 1 to 2 small glasses, should be spread out after 6 p.m., ideally not too close to bedtime. The 80-20 method doesn't require drastic changes. Instead, it encourages mindful hydration. Start your morning by drinking a full glass of water right after waking up, then continue sipping water throughout the day, especially between meals, and slightly more with lunch than dinner. This steady intake keeps you hydrated while giving your kidneys and bladder time to do their jobs during daylight hours. Why before 6 p.m.? That's the window when your body's metabolic rates and kidney function are generally most active. After this time, your body naturally begins to slow down in preparation for rest. Drinking too much after this hour can overload the bladder just when it's trying to stay still during sleep. Reducing fluid intake in the evening can help extend your sleep cycles, improve sleep quality, and prevent falls or injuries related to late-night trips to the bathroom. Also, applying the 80-20 rule helps regulate other systems, For example, it reduces the risk of high blood pressure at night, as excess water intake late in the evening can contribute to fluid retention and circulation issues. It also supports digestion, as staying hydrated during the day promotes better bowel movements and nutrient absorption. To implement this rule successfully, create a simple hydration schedule: morning, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., 3 to 4 glasses; afternoon, 1 to p.m. to 6 p.m., 3 to 4 glasses; evening after 6 p.m., 1 to 2 small glasses. In summary, the 80-20 hydration rule is an easy, effective way to reduce nighttime urination and improve sleep without compromising your overall hydration. By managing when you drink, you empower your body to function more efficiently day and night. One of the most overlooked but impactful changes you can make to reduce nighttime urination, especially after age 60, is to eliminate or limit diuretic beverages, particularly in the afternoon and evening. Diuretics are substances that increase urine production by stimulating the kidneys to release more water and salt. Common diuretic drinks include caffeinated beverages like coffee, tea, and sodas, alcohol, and acidic juices such as orange or grapefruit juice. If consumed late in the day, these drinks can significantly contribute to nocturia, the condition of waking up frequently at night to urinate. Let's break it down. Caffeine is a strong diuretic and bladder stimulant. Found in coffee, tea, cola, drinks, and even chocolate, caffeine increases the rate at which your kidneys filter blood and produce urine. It also irritates the bladder lining, potentially causing more urgency and frequency even if your bladder isn't full. For people over 60, whose bladders may already be more sensitive and less elastic, caffeine can be especially disruptive. Drinking caffeinated beverages after 2 p.m. often results in a full bladder during the night and even fragment sleep due to its stimulant effects. Alcohol also acts as a diuretic by inhibiting the release of an antidiuretic hormone AD, which normally helps your body retain water. Without adequate ADH, your kidneys release more fluid, leading to increased urination. Beyond just increasing fluid output, alcohol can disrupt your sleep cycle and prevent you from reaching the deep sleep stages that are most restorative. Many older adults who enjoy a glass of wine or beer in the evening may not realize it could be the very reason they wake up multiple times at night. Citrus juices like orange, grapefruit, or even lemonade are less obvious culprits but still significant. These acidic drinks don't just irritate the stomach for some, they can also irritate the bladder, much like caffeine does. The bladder reacts to the acidity by triggering an urge to void even when it's not full. While these juices are often thought of as healthy and packed with vitamins, they should ideally be consumed earlier in the day or in moderation if nocturia is a concern. What can you drink instead? Stick with plain water earlier in the day. In the evening, if you need a warm drink, opt for caffeine-free herbal teas like chamomile, peppermint, or rooibos. These are generally gentle on the bladder and can even help promote relaxation before bed. And always check that your herbal tea doesn't contain hidden stimulants or bladder irritants like hibiscus or green tea extracts. Avoiding diuretic drinks after mid-afternoon can dramatically reduce nighttime urination, especially for older adults managing age-related bladder sensitivity. It also supports more consistent hydration patterns, better sleep, and a lower risk of nighttime falls caused by urgent bathroom trips. In short, being mindful of what you drink, not just how much, can lead to noticeable improvements in sleep and bladder comfort. Eliminating or minimizing diuretic beverages is a small but powerful step toward better nights and healthier aging. The double voiding method is a simple yet highly effective bladder emptying technique recommended by many urologists, especially for individuals over 60 who struggle with frequent nighttime urination. Now, the goal of double voiding is to ensure your bladder is as empty as possible before going to bed, which can significantly reduce the likelihood of waking up during the night to urinate. Here's how the method works. Right before bedtime, go to the bathroom and urinate as you normally would. Then, wait about 10 to 15 minutes and try to urinate again, even if you don't feel an urgent need. This second attempt often results. One of the most surprising yet medically sound methods to reduce nighttime urination is to elevate your legs in the evening for 30 to 60 minutes. This simple technique helps manage fluid distribution in the body, especially in older adults who often experience peripheral edema, condition where fluid collects in the lower legs and feet due to gravity and weakened circulation. Here's how it works. Throughout the day, especially when sitting or standing for long periods, gravity pulls fluids downward, causing the lower limbs to swell. This excess fluid doesn't vanish, it's just stored temporarily in the tissues. When you lie down to sleep, gravity no longer holds the fluid in your legs, and it re-enters your bloodstream. Your kidneys then detect the sudden influx of fluid and begin filtering it, producing more urine. This process is a major trigger for nocturia, frequent nighttime urination. By elevating your legs in the early evening, you encourage that trapped fluid to return to your bloodstream before bedtime, allowing your kidneys to process and excrete the excess during your waking hours when it's more convenient and less disruptive to your sleep. To implement this technique, find a comfortable spot such as a bed, couch, or recliner. Prop your legs up on pillows or a footrest so that they are elevated above the level of your heart. Aim for at least 30 minutes, ideally around 5 o'clock to 7 p.m. This allows your body to start rebalancing fluid levels well before sleep. For example, after dinner, lie back and elevate your legs while reading or watching TV. Combine leg elevation with other healthy habits like deep breathing or stretching for added relaxation. If you're short on time, even 15 to 20 minutes of elevation can help reduce swelling and assist with fluid redistribution. The benefits of this habit go beyond just reducing nighttime urination. Regular leg elevation can reduce ankle and foot swelling, improve circulation in vein health, decrease pressure on the lower limb support, heart and kidney function. It's particularly useful for people with conditions such as chronic venous insufficiency, heart failure, or high blood pressure, all of which contribute to fluid imbalance in the body. However, even healthy older adults can benefit due to natural age-related declines in circulation and lymphatic drainage. To enhance the effect, you might pair leg elevation with wearing compression socks during the day, especially if you stand or sit for long hours. These socks prevent fluid buildup and make the evening elevation routine even more effective. Salt, or more specifically, sodium, plays a powerful role in how your body retains and manages fluids. Consuming too much salt, especially later in the day, can significantly contribute to nighttime thirst and increased urination during sleep, also known as nocturia. Urologists and geriatric health experts consistently advise seniors to limit their intake of salty foods in the afternoon and evening to help control bladder function and support restful sleep. Here's why. Sodium attracts and holds water in the body. When you consume a high-salt meal or snack, your body retains more fluid to balance the salt levels in your blood. While this might initially seem like it's preventing urination, what actually happens is that your thirst increases to help dilute the sodium concentration. This leads you to drink more fluid often, unconsciously, especially in the evening. The extra fluid eventually needs to be processed and excreted, which frequently occurs while you're asleep. Additionally, excess sodium affects the kidneys. As they work to remove the extra salt, they also draw out more water, which can increase urine production overnight. For seniors, whose kidney function may already be slightly reduced due to age, this burden can lead to disrupted sleep patterns and multiple nighttime trips to the bathroom. Common high-salt foods that sneak into evening meals or snacks include processed meats like ham, bacon, and sausages, salty snacks such as chips, salted nuts, and pretzels, canned soups and broths, frozen dinners, and fast food pickles and olive skis, especially hard cheesy sauces, and condiments like soy sauce, ketchup, and salad dressings. Limiting or avoiding these in the late afternoon and evening can drastically reduce your overnight urine output. Instead, opt for fresh, whole foods that are naturally low in sodium. Cook meals from scratch when possible, using herbs, lemon juice, or garlic to flavor food instead of salt. If you use packaged foods, look for low sodium or no salt added versions, and always read nutrition labels to keep your sodium intake in check. The World Health Organization recommends limiting sodium intake to less than 2,000 milligrams per day, about 1 teaspoon of salt, and even less for people with hypertension or kidney issues. For optimal bladder health, some experts suggest consuming the majority of your daily sodium earlier in the day, when your body is most active and better able to process it. If you find yourself frequently waking up thirsty or needing to urinate multiple times at night, take a close look at your dinner and evening snack habits. Try keeping a food and drink journal for a few days to identify hidden sources of salt. In summary, reducing your intake of salty foods, especially in the evening, directly support better bladder control at night, improve kidney efficiency, and lead to deeper, more uninterrupted sleep. This simple dietary adjustment is one of the most effective yet often overlooked strategies in the fight against nocturia, particularly in adults over 60. One of the most effective yet often underused strategies to reduce nighttime urination in older adults is to establish and maintain a consistent bedtime bladder emptying routine. This habit trains your body and bladder to follow a predictable schedule, improving urinary control and reducing the number of nighttime awakenings to use the bathroom. As we age, our bladder capacity decreases, and the sensation of needing to urinate may become more urgent or frequent even when the bladder isn't full. This makes it essential to form structured routines around urination, particularly before bedtime. A bedtime bladder routine helps condition your body to fully empty the bladder before sleep, preventing unnecessary wake-ups caused by minor bladder fullness or false urgency. The key to this practice is consistency. Just like brushing your teeth, before bed signals your brain that it's time to wind down. Going to the bathroom at the same time each night reinforces the idea that your body should release urine fully before sleep. Over time, your bladder adapts to this pattern, reducing involuntary signals while you rest. A basic bedtime bladder emptying routine should include the following steps. Visit the bathroom about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This is your first opportunity to empty the bladder. Wind down with calming activities like reading, meditating, or light stretching. Use the toilet again just before lying down to sleep. This second trip, part of the double voiding technique covered in Keynote 4, helps ensure the bladder is as empty as possible. Avoid stimulating drinks or activities during this window, as they can trigger bladder contractions or increase urine output. This routine should also be combined with a sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same times each day helps regulate the body's circadian rhythm, which also affects kidney function. Your kidneys follow a natural rhythm that influences when they produce more or less urine. A stable sleep schedule supports a more predictable urinary pattern, reducing the risk of sudden nighttime urges. In addition, pay attention to any bladder irritants that might sabotage your routine. These include caffeine, alcohol, spicy foods, acidic fruits, and artificial sweeteners. Avoid these in the hours leading up to your bedtime to keep your bladder calm and cooperative. For people with overactive bladder, OAB, or mild incontinence, this bedtime routine can be further supported by pelvic floor exercises, Kegels, which strengthen the muscles that control urination. Practicing Kegels regularly can reduce leaks and improve bladder control, especially in older adults. Creating a structured bedtime ritual around bladder care isn't just about reducing the number of times you get up at night, it's also about improving your sleep quality, physical safety, and overall energy levels during the day. Fewer bathroom interruptions mean deeper sleep, reduced risk of falls in the dark, and better mental and physical health. As we age, our bodies go through significant physiological changes that affect how we process and regulate fluids. One of the most important keys to reducing nighttime urination nocturia is to monitor and adjust your total daily fluid intake based on your age, lifestyle, and medical conditions. Proper hydration is crucial for maintaining good health, but more is not always better, especially for seniors. Older adults often experience a decreased sense of thirst, which can lead to underhydration or overhydration, depending on habit and awareness. Additionally, the kidneys become less efficient with age, which means they may not filter fluids as effectively. This can result in increased urine output during the night, even if the total fluid intake hasn't increased. For most healthy adults, the general recommendation is to drink around 6 to 8 cups, 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day. However, this amount may need to be adjusted for seniors, depending on factors like body size and activity level, kidney function, heart health medications, for example, diuretics, blood pressure drugs, chronic conditions, for example, diabetes, congestive heart failure, for example. A person taking diuretics for hypertension may need a more tailored hydration plan, since these medications increase urine output. Similarly, someone with heart or kidney issues might be advised to limit fluid intake to